here live at Leo's Lounge in Fullerton, California, and I'm demonstrating the G&L Comanche today. What we have as a platform is our normal 5-position switch, but one of the main features of this guitar is its outstanding MFD pickups. And the first thing that I noticed about these pickups is that when you switch to certain settings that you would, let's say on a normal Stratocaster, you would get a certain degree of buzzing. Like right now, I'm playing in the front pickup position. This is a spot where we would normally get that classic 60-cycle hum. And then when I would switch to the front and middle pickup, it would cancel. But as you can see, as I'm doing this, there's no noise or threshold at all to deal with. That's a real relief, because when you record with this guitar, and I've recorded with it a little bit, sometimes you almost look for a certain spot to position or sit in to avoid that hum or that buzzing, because you certainly don't want it on a recording. So beginning with the front pickup, it has a very nice warm tone with a sort of glassiness on top. And I also love the fact that the two tone knobs are very interactive, because one of them is sort of a high-end roll-off, which works very well, and the other is a low-end roll-off. So we'll start with that one, because that's kind of unique to G&L design. So if I'm playing, and it's a little too tubby for me, I can take that back pot and reduce it and get a slightly thinner sound that might sit with the track a little better. As opposed to big difference in sound right there. I haven't even switched the pickup. Or if you're going for a maybe a sound where you want it a little darker or a jazzier kind of tone, if that's a little bright for you, this won't kill the dynamics to reduce the first tone pot here and cut some of the highs. And again, very nice, very usable sound. Haven't even switched pickups, just reduced the high-end cut. So the two tone controls performing different functions and allowing the guitar to be much more flexible. Or just the straight, full-out sound of the front pickup. Now, if we switch to the front two pickups, we get a really, really nice, again, very usable, very functional rhythm tone that has very reminiscent aspects to it that you'll hear right away. On a lot of guitars like this with a 5-way switch, this pickup setting is a little too clunky. You know, it doesn't really speak as well as it does on this guitar. Another thing that I should mention at this point is there's this little switch right here. So let's say if I'm in the front pickup and I want to get the classic 1 and 3 setting, I can access this switch, and now we've got 1 and 3 going on. The back two pickups is a famous setting that a lot of people are familiar with famous recordings over the years, like or maybe something like I love the way that this guitar speaks with those back two pickups going. With the MFT pickups, there's a lot of punch, nice glassy top end. So you get the cluck that you want, but with the presence that you need, which is not always the case on a guitar like this. Very, very nice. And if that's too much high end for you, you can always roll a little bit of the high end off. As opposed to the tone or treble wide open. So I'm on the back pickup now. We're still with the clean setting on the amp, and with this particular guitar wide open and a maple neck, that will be the brightest of the sounds that the guitar gets, and I'll demonstrate a little bit of that. But if that's too bright for some, again, a slight adjustment of the first tone control, which is the treble roll-off. Or back up. Pretty dramatic difference. Or full open. And again, in the back position, if you want to access the 1 and 3 setting with the switch. So I'm back to the front pickup now, but I've got my classic Jim Kelly amp set to, and by the way, that is our signal chain right out of this guitar, as you can see, straight into this amp. There is no other signal processing. There's a little bit of reverb on the amp, but I'm basically going straight in, no pedals, no nothing else, to just demonstrate the complete sound of the guitar. So here we are in the front pickup now, and I'll play something kind of on the bluesy sides of things. Very, very nice tone with the guitar wide open like that, but I can back the volume control off and get a slightly more subdued sound without killing the tone. Now I'm on the front two pickups, and a lot of people associate this setting as the classic SRV sound. Maybe with something like... Now I'm switching over to the back pickup, which a lot of people would associate using with a crunch tone. And again here we have the full tilt. With these active tone controls here, if that's a little bright for you with the back pickup and the maple neck and everything, you can just back it off a little bit. And take a little bit of that top end edge off, and you've got it. Now a word about this really excellent vibrato bar. This bar is super responsive and flexible. And I notice as I use it, not that I go crazy on the whammy bar, but it really comes back in tune. It's designed in a way that really flows, has an ebb and flow with this guitar and doesn't seem to, I played a lot of vibrato bars that you're constantly having to do a slight adjustment with tuning, but this one is really accurate. And really comes back in tune. I think G&L has done an excellent job in designing this guitar that is really comfortable to play, has tremendous flexibility, some very innovative ideas, and is also very quiet due to these really outstanding MFD pickups that don't have that typical 60 cycle hum. When you're in the front two pickups and back two pickups, it doesn't have a squashy sound at all. It still retains its dynamic quality while still getting you the tone that you want. So hands down to G&L for building this really outstanding instrument, which is a joy to play. So once again, this has been Dave Murdy here at live at Leo's Lounge in Fullerton, California. I hope you've enjoyed this video.